When you think of Mabinogi, isn't it about dyeing? So this is all about the new dyeing system that they're working on. So let's start right down here. We'll watch this video real quick. And you can see like all the outfits and the, you know, like the wig, the boots. And you can like see their colors. And so far I like this new dyeing window. I think this looks really good. This is a screen in development. The UI configuration, operation, design, and details may change when Eternity is updated. The basic menu UI is a temporary version at the time of dyeing system development. Please look forward to the UI section in the next season's post. So I'm assuming the next season's post will probably be in December because that's when they posted information last December too. But yeah, I am looking forward to reading their UI changes. So enter dyeing mode. When you dye your hair and don't get the color you want, using the dye ample, select the target from the list and dye it to the desired color. I'm sure you've had the experience of repeating the same process multiple times. At this time, you have to look at the same window several times and repeat the same actions over and over again. I was thinking, wouldn't it be convenient if I could just go straight to the dyeing process? Since we're already at it, we're improving it so that we can go straight into the unique mode where we can dye our hair. Wouldn't it be even better if, while dyeing one item, you could select another item and start dyeing it right away? Yeah, that would be pretty convenient. The list of dyeable items on the left includes not only equipment you are wearing, but also you can select all the dyeable items you have in your inventory. For example, you can sort by selecting only wig items or only shoe items. We are working on further improvements to provide a variety of filtering features. Everyone thought hard about the new clothes and dyed them with care in each dyeing pot. There must have been a moment where you felt something was a little lacking. Once you enter dyeing mode, you don't have to close and reopen the dyeing screen multiple times. Yeah, that would be really nice to not have to do that all the time. Divided the desired color into parts and pour the color in advance. We took great care to ensure that you could see what color combinations would look like. However, just like before, with one dyeing operation, I'm thinking of a direction where one item can only be dyed in one part. It's not that I haven't considered dyeing multiple items or multiple parts at once, but in that case, what is the item consumed and what is the color before and after dyeing? Because it was anticipated that the guidance on how it had changed would become too complicated. So, dyeing result information window. While we're on the subject, I also tried to make the results of the dyeing window look better. So you can see like the old dyeing window that we have right here after dyeing something on the left, and on the right you can see the new one. So yeah, that looks a lot better. I believe I'm not the only one who has always been bothered by the global line breaks in the results window. This is an issue with the results window that is used not only for dyeing but also many other systems. Improvements to this part will be detailed in the next post. First, I thought about how to improve readability in the dyeing results window. Which item part changed from its original color to what color before and after dyeing. I've improved it to show it more clearly with the color code value. At first, of course, only RGB code was shown. Some newcomers to the Eternity project have expressed the opinion that hex code is easier to understand. When I compared it to my previous experience with Mabinogi, I thought that RGB alone would be sufficient. For new militians who are new to Mabinogi after the Eternity update, I thought that the hex code would be easier to recognize and memorize. So, dye color palette. So here's what that looks like right here. First of all, the colors that were unique to Mabinogi that I originally used were distorted. There was some concern about whether the messy, tangled appearance of the palette should be maintained. Like other games, you could have just chosen to present all colors in the form of a smooth, natural color wheel. Our color palette did not include all colors. Some were hesitant to take that path for various reasons, as it was only available in limited quantities in the area. So, by utilizing the 40,000 colors provided in the existing palette, I just wanted a version where those colors were arranged a little better and more naturally. And you can see like some pictures of that right here. There is a huge difference between the way humans perceive color to be natural and the way computers understand color ordering. There was a gap between the Torii Canyon and the Sanctuary of Avalon that was so difficult to bridge. No matter what method I used, I couldn't automatically list a pretty color spectrum. Eventually, at some point, someone had to manually tweak the results. I considered splitting the palette into two parts, but I wanted to avoid adding extra depth when dyeing. Looking at the dye palette, I kept wondering throughout the development period, where on earth did the satisfaction I felt when dyeing my hair come from? A. Select one or more colors from the color palette. This is the so-called physical area. B. Repeat until the desired color is dyed by breaking the 1 out of 5 probability, Realm of Fighting the Odds. Here's the area of A. It was very difficult to choose the desired color from the confusing color palette. In the area of B, there is still means to successfully dye directly through dyeing, but requires a separate cost. So yeah, this is the first post on the Korean Eternity site about the new dyeing system that they are working on. And there's also a part 2, so we'll go over that as well. So when you think about Mabinogi, isn't it about dyeing part 2? In the second installment of Dye, new additions are made in Eternity. I would like to introduce in more detail the parts that have been improved and supplemented from the existing ones. So, material palette. Oh, that's really cool. So you can see like how the palette is changing like with each tab that they click on. Mabinogi had a variety of color palettes including cloth, metal, leather, and silk. Depending on the item, there is a setting that says this part of the costume uses a metal palette. There were often situations where we had no choice but to dye some items with limited colors. In Mabinogi, the charm of dyeing your hair with a variety of colors is revealed. We judged that there would be little need to maintain restrictions in this area. We improved the dyeability of all dyeable items so that you can now choose one palette among the cloth, metal, leather, and silk palettes to dye. There are cases where multiple color tables are matched to the same palette. For example, even if it is the same metal palette, there are several types. Click on the desired material palette to see the materials that belong to that palette. I've included one of every existing palette to alternate between. So palette enlargement, this is pretty cool. So you can see how this is the palette zoomed out, like right here. Right here the palette zoomed out, and then like it zooms in. So it's easier to select the colors that you want when you're like zoomed into it. And here's another improvement to the dye palette. In the past, there were many times when it was difficult and uncomfortable to select colors at pixel by pixel levels. Hold down the control key while hovering over the palette with your cursor, and it enlarges so you can see it better. Yeah, that's really cool. Let's go and watch this real quick. Okay, so they're showing off like all the different dye tabs and the colors. Yeah, nice. Added various conveniences. Every Militian has his or her own color preference. Since the color of choice, once decided, does not change easily, the colors that are frequently used when dyeing are decided upon. To reduce the hassle of having to choose these frequently used colors from the palette every time you dye a new piece of clothing, we've added a new feature to make it easier to automatically select a color by registering it as a favorite once you've chosen it. That's nice. Additionally, dyeing is sometimes used to apply special colors that do not exist in the color palette. When you enter dyeing mode, you can check the dyes you currently have in your inventory and apply them right away. Additionally, when listing the stains, the colors are arranged in order from dark to light. For those who are new to dyeing in Mabinogi, the two most confusing points are, first, you have to choose the color yourself from a somewhat confusing looking dye palette. Second, there is a process in which 5 candidate colors are selected, one of which is randomly selected and dyed. Choosing a color is not easy, and I was very concerned about the current situation where the color I chose with great effort was not confirmed to be dyed. Like other games, it has a natural color wheel. We also considered providing all colors and a process for easily picking and dyeing the colors. However, when reflecting on it, many people said that it was not a dye that was truly Mabinogi-like. As difficult as it is to dye an item, I decided that there is definitely joy in developing my own individuality with more affection. Instead, you can use a regular dye and choose one color of your choice. We decided to provide an additional method to ensure definitive dyeing. Select a color other than the desired color among the 5 colors selected. I tried adding the ability to exclude from the result color and set this process to require a different resource. We are considering the optimal solution to prevent items with the same function, such as existing direct dyeing amples, from losing their jobs. Other things to consider. In addition to the general functions I have mentioned so far, we are developing to reflect the following additional elements. Dyeing zone. Setting the light source, such as natural light, outside and inside at different times of day. A dedicated dyeing space where you can preset environmental elements such as black, all white backgrounds, chroma key backgrounds, etc. Mannequins of different genders and races. Ability to dye items of different races and genders while freely checking the results using preset mannequin elements. I want to gift an item to a friend in a color that matches their preference, but it was so hard because I shouldn't try it on every time I dyed it. Now I'm in the process of setting up an environment where I can dye it by putting it on a mannequin instead. Yeah, I think that'd be a great idea if you could like use a mannequin item to put clothing items on and like try dyeing it using that method instead. Like if you're trying to dye something for a friend but you're not the right gender or the right race to wear the outfit, that'd be a good way to preview it. Eternity offers the experience of playing Mabinogi today. Numerous convenience improvements are being made while maintaining the best possible experience. For militians who will one day take their first steps into Eternity, this is an environment where they may experience too many changes at once, no matter how good the change in direction may be. There will be a fair amount of confusion for a while, which may not necessarily be a good thing for the gameplay experience. Yeah, that is true. There is a huge problem with Mabinogi is there's so much content in the game already that, like, if everything changes, it's gonna take a while for new players to adjust. So to help those of you who will reach the destination called Eternity adapt quickly, as an example, the improvements related to the dyeing system above were reflected first. We plan to present similar attempts in more fields in the future. Of course, in the process, it may work differently from the original intention. You may notice some shortcomings that we haven't noticed yet. We will even take that part into consideration and try to fully reflect the opinions for improvement. We may show you a more improved version in the finished version of Eternity, or if possible, on the official servers. So yeah, overall this post is really good, and it looks like they are still looking to the players for feedback, which is good. I think they're making the right call being really open with the player base. Like they're paying attention to like what we're saying, which is definitely a good thing. And I do get it, like, this is going to be a drastic change, right? Mabinogi has so many systems that when we change to Eternity, it's going to feel like a completely different game. Like, that's just how it's going to be. So it is going to be a big adjustment for everyone, but overall I think it's going to be for the best. Like, if we want this game to live another 20 years, like, this update needs to happen. And it's not going to be perfect. There are going to be some people that are angry about it, of course. There are going to be a lot of there are going to be a few long-term Mabinogi players that have probably been around for, you know, 15, 20 years. They're probably, some of them are probably going to be pissed off. But this still needs to happen. And that's just the reality. Like, with an update on this scale, it's impossible to do everything perfectly. There's always going to be something. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to their next post, which will probably be in December, I'm assuming. But that's it for the changes that they're making to the dying system. Okay, so let's look at another post on Korea's Eternity microsite. So, character tone correction story. So, the character colors are subtly different from Mabinogi. I transferred the Mabinogi character shader to Unreal Engine as is, but the character colors are different. Even if you test it unlit, the tone is different. So this is all about like the different like color tones and the way like lighting works and stuff like that. Leon Engine versus Unreal Engine Unlit versus Unreal Engine Mabinogi specific shader. So differences between Leon and Unreal Engine. We looked at 4 of the factors that affect color above. How do the 2 engines provide functionality for each of these 4? Properties of a material such as its reflection, absorption of light are defined by the material or shader in the game engine. For reference, in Unreal Engine, a material that has no effect on light at all is called unlit. And in this case, it always appears as the set color regardless of light. Let's assume this makes no difference since they said they ported the shaders from Leon to Unreal as is. So the remaining elements are lighting that affects directly and indirectly, and the results output by the monitor and the gamma correction or tone correction processing for them. The Unreal Engine that Mabinogi will be ported to has a lighting system called Lumen. Calculates direct and indirect lighting that affects the scene in real time. So here's the comparison results. This is before Lumen and this is after. And you can see the difference, how like this one's darker a little bit and this one looks a little bit brighter. This is a feature that was not present in the older Leon engine. The difference in the lighting system may affect the color. Another difference is that Mabinogi uses gamma correction, while Unreal Engine provides a system called Tone Mapper, which supports gamma correction and other correction methods. Differences in tone correction are also a factor affecting color, so it is important to look at the differences. Differences in troubleshooting of tone correction by Tone Mapper. Unreal Engine supports Tone Mapper as a function called post-processing. Filter effects that we use in cameras can also be considered as this type of post-processing function. In post-process, I was computing color correction instead of gamma correction with a color grade texture like below. The engine default was to use color correction unconditionally, So I modified it so that only gamma correction is calculated without using color correction by adjusting the relevant parameter values. As a result, we were able to confirm that the character was output with the same color as Pleon Engine when using the unlit shader. So color comparison after tone correction of Pleon Engine versus Unreal Engine Unlit versus Unreal Engine Mabinogi specific shader. And here you can see blinded. So these are the examples. This one's the Pleon Engine one, this one's the Unreal Engine Unlit, and this one's the Unreal Engine Mabinogi specific shader, it looks like. When you match the tone to the character, the background tone changes. So left when the tone is matched to the background, right when the tone is matched to the character. So here you can see the two examples, and you can sort of tell that the tone is a little bit different. If we could distinguish between characters and non-characters at the tone mappers stage that handles tone correction, wouldn't it be possible to make an exception so that only characters are not color corrected? So character outlines. Character mask information recorded separately when drawing the character outline. And here you can see an example right here. With this character identification mask information, we were able to add the ability to adjust bloom separately for each character, as well as tone map correction. Control character specific tone map parameters. So from left to right we can see this image of Dailies and how it changes with each tone being adjusted. And then down here we have character specific bloom parameter control, lighting calculation differences, and troubleshooting. Based on the results so far, we have confirmed that when created with the unlit shading model, it appears to have the same color as Pleon. Color comparison after tone correction of Pleon Engine versus Unreal Engine Unlit versus Unreal Engine Mabinogi specific shader. So from left to right we can see blinded again here. However, the character on the right that uses the Mabinogi specific shader still appears with different colors. So yeah, this one doesn't look quite right. It doesn't look like blinded. Why can't we just use unlit? You might think like this. Unlit is a shader that is literally unaffected by lighting. So whether or not the character goes under the shadow of the tree, the fake lighting above will always be visible. Yeah, I can see how that could be a problem. So there was a need to normalize the Mabinogi specific shaders to fit Unreal Engine. The goal is to have Mabinogi specific shader like Unlit express the same colors as Pleon, while also reflecting lighting and shadows. First of all, why does it look so dark? So, shadow map comparison. After looking into it, I found out that characters using Mabinogi specific shaders always appear dark because the shaders are implemented to cast shadows. I tried modifying it so that shadows are not always cast, but only when shadows are needed. And you can see the examples of that, here and here. Although it is brighter than the shadow area, the feeling of the area where light is calculated is more realistic than toon-like. Perhaps this is why shadows are always drawn when imported into Unreal Engine. In order to maintain the feeling of toon shading, I recorded the character's shadow color separately, and since it would be a waste to play with buffers not used in toon shading, I changed them to record lighting color and reflected shading results. Before editing, only lighting colors exist, versus after editing, separate the shadow color and lighting color, then synthesize in toon style according to the shade. Shadows and basic lighting calculations are now guaranteed to be computed the same way as in Livestream engine. And here you can see like a character running, and how her shadow vanishes when she runs under the tree, but when she runs out from under the tree, you can see her shadow. So this just gives you an example. Next, when using the Mabinogi specific shader in the Lumen indirect lighting environment provided by Unreal Engine, we confirmed that the indirect lighting calculation results were too excessive and the character colors did not appear properly. So high versus low lumen influence on characters. And they have some examples here. This has been addressed by providing the ability to control lumen influence separately when using Mabinogi specific character shaders. Controlling character specific lumen parameters. So you can see how like the lighting is changing in this picture. And like the hair color and everything like that as they like adjust the settings for that. In this way, we have provided the ability to control background lighting and character lighting separately by providing character-only skylight influence parameters, point light character influence parameters, etc. Whether or not you're using lumens in this way. You can now set character-specific lighting separately from background lighting settings, allowing you to control the character's color tone without it looking too different from the background lighting. In conclusion, so far we have looked at the process of identifying and resolving the cause of the difference in character colors between Livestream and Unreal Engine. And I'm not sure when this post will be coming to the NA Eternity site. We do have 3 more posts coming to the NA Eternity site, one on July 17th, one on July 24th, and one on July 31st, but doesn't say which ones are actually going to be posted here. So at some point this post will also be put on the NA Eternity site if you want to check it out. But if you want to read about it now, like I just did, you can go to the Korean website and click on their Eternity site button, and it'll take you here. You can use Google Chrome to translate all this, and it's right down here. Character tone correction story. All the posts about Eternity happen on the Korean Eternity site first, so if you want to read it right away, this is the place you should go. But it should be on the NA site by the end of July anyway. Alright, let's play some Mabinogi today. So we are on week 3 of the camping activities. There's one more weekly quest after this. We need to talk to Developer C. Complete your choice of mission. Soulful soloist. Play an instrument 5 times. That's all we have to do? Okay. So does that have to be with the playing instrument skill, or can we get away with using something else like this? Okay, so that doesn't work. Yeah, you do have to use the playing instrument skill. I'm assuming that doing freestyle jams wouldn't work. Yes, we do have the cat out today. Felt like using the cat avatar over the giant cat one. Alright, we're done with that one. This quest was pretty short if that's all we had to do. Easy weekly. Wow. And we get the Air and Space Helmet of Happiness. So that's the one with the star eyes. What inventory am I keeping? No use spare outfits. You have that stuff. Not you. Wait, what are these? Oh, those, okay. And those cat ears, I wonder if those wiggle. If you're gonna sell VIP for gold, you should probably wait until November when they have the Black Friday sale. Because VIP is always on sale for half off whenever that rolls around. But I've never used gold to buy VIP, so I don't really know if that's like, I'm not sure how well it would sell. I wonder what pet I put that stuff in. Probably checked you, right? Yeah. Guess we'll just check every pet going this way. Oh, I have some of the free run stuff in here. I should probably do some stuff with this crossover gear. And don't forget about Pet Gacha too. Those sell pretty well. If you want to like sell pets for gold. Korea had like a bunny pet box recently, so that might be here like sometime this month or next month. Probably make some gold off that. Yeah, I checked all the cats. Not in that one. What are these cats? No, that inventory is pretty empty. Xanafied star? Nope. I don't think you'd be in a warp imp. Probably not. Check that one. No, I don't really pay attention to chat on channel 1 that much though. I mean, like, I remember the gold selling bots, which are not allowed, but they're not really a problem anymore since the new reporting system. Oh wait, I didn't check these guys. No? Which? That one just has coffee in it. Nothing there. I didn't do something stupid like put it in here. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did put it in this inventory. Okay, got it. I want to store that helmet in this pet inventory then, because... Now, where did the helmet go? There. No, those are the other ones. There it is. Go ahead and put this in here. Oh, do I have any purple dyes? Blue. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so for now, we'll call that good enough. Well, that weekly was easy to do. Just play an instrument 5 times. I do need to AFK around the campfire, but we'll do that later. Let's go ahead and get Grandmaster stuff. Start with that today. Stone Gargoyle, that's in like the Maze Prairie. I'm not doing a boring fishing mission. Yeah, we'll just do the maze one today. Can't really use those fruit right now since I'm level 200. Yeah, let's get 2 of those. And how much XP do we have on that right now? 70, so yeah, one of those should do it. Rank 7. Let's use dual guns. And hang on a second. Alright, sorry about that. I had to take care of something. But where is Maze Dungeon? Has no one found it yet? Maze Dungeon should be out here. Hang on. What's going on here? Okay, it's this way down here. It's pretty rare for it not to be on the map, so I thought that was a little strange. And we'll use dual gun skills in Maze Dungeon just to get it done fast. Give it one of these garbage herbs, I guess. That'll do. Yeah, Mabby sure does keep you busy with all the skills. There's always something to work on. But going for healer is a good idea. Like, Harmonic Saints are pretty valuable. Yeah, I guess Bard can be pretty expensive, depending on like how much stuff you buy. Certainly time-consuming, especially like leveling up the composing and musical knowledge skill. Like those take a long time to level. And time for the boss. Here's the stone gargoyle that we need. Done. Do you have to hunt down anything else? Oh, Ruin's Guardian, so Longa next. That's alright, Longa's fun. Been a while since I've done that. At least it's not sending me to Karu again. Way over here this time. I used to run this dungeon all the time in my early days. Like this and Albi dungeon were pretty much the only two dungeons I ever really ran. Oh, for some reason having my dual guns equipped is affecting the ability to use Smash as a cat. That's weird. But we're in a Egyptian-like dungeon in a desert. Might as well use an Egyptian cat. Alright, now we can go turn this in. Let's go and put this back over here. And head over to Tara. Okay, let's go find out what the veteran dungeon is. That's not too bad. Okay, we have Fiat Dungeon today. Let's go find out what the normal one is too. But yeah, if you need the gold, go for it. What transformation medals are they selling here? Nessa, Tracy, Dell, James, Alpin. I think I have all these guys. Not on this character, but I have a lot of NPC transformations on a non-streaming character. Okay, daily dungeon. Oh, same thing, so we'll just have to do the veteran run then.
또 러브레터네?
Let's get the AFK time at the campfire done now, before we do the vet dungeon. Do I have any spirit gems? Yeah, a few of them. Which gold do I have? 191k. Let's buy some some of these to speed up my spirit weapons growth. I'll buy all the 50k ones. Probably stop there. It gets pretty expensive after that. And since we'll probably level up that spirit weapon, let's also raise his bond a little bit more. I do have a couple of these potions that can raise its bond by 10. So we can push that up to 100. Level 76. And 32% of the way to level 77. Okay, so by level 80 we'll have 6 points in the next quest. And then we can take that up. Okay, that daily's done. Let's go do the vet dungeon. Oh nice, someone else is wearing the Egyptian outfit too. Is that the ancient one? The one that has the cat transformation? It is, very nice. Okay, so let's gear up. scythe, orb, and staff. Dark Diviner stuff. Summon up those two, and hang on a second. Okay, let's get this dungeon done. Where's that pass at? Here it is. Oh, we have the outfits for all box too. Wonder how much that goes for on the market. Anyway, let's run this dungeon. I'm actually not sure on that one, if it's like possible to reset the... I don't think it is. It might just be like a one and done thing. But that would be something to like ask in the Discord or check the wiki on, if you can like undo anything on it. Yeah, then we'll go back in here and clear this room up. There. Yeah, I think for the most part, Mabby has aged pretty well. Like, the enemies still look good, and so do a lot of the weapons. Yeah, it will be interesting to see, like, what new classes come out. There are a couple of things they'll be able to do. You can definitely tell like how dated the grass looks and like the trees and the leaves and stuff, but overall the rest of the dungeon looks pretty good still. They have some pretty cool talents in the Mabinogi mobile game. Like they have like a thief class, and Bard is a little bit different. It's like a dancer Bard class thing. So I wonder if they'll use any ideas from that. It is kind of amazing, like, what we can get away with in the game on this engine, though, already. Like, some of the classes that we have are still pretty impressive. This engine's from the 90s, I think. And of course, like, the monsters can be made smarter too. So it's not just like the players. We'll probably see like more intelligent enemies. And the current combat like smoothed out and improved. Oh, there's the boss key. I wonder what kind of weapon would be good for like a bard to pick, because I mean they have like a lot of different instruments, but none of them are really designed for like super heavy combat or anything like that. Even like the battle mandolin isn't that good stat wise. Be nice to see like a wider variety though. For like bards. And boss time. See how fast I can beat this boss. Mostly have some flying swords, but the boss is a golem. Okay, let's go over here. Okay, meteor. 1. 2. And 3. Yeah, I think that's all the swords. shot. No, you stay back there. How the heck did he dodge that? Enough of your cheap tricks. And done in 30 minutes and 21 seconds. Yeah, leveling your Echo Stones is a good idea. Come and think of it, I should check on mine. I guess those are fun for now. Yeah, I have like 2 that are at 25, and then I have a blue one that's at like level 23. AP pot, and the next stamp. So what do we have for shadow missions anyway? Shadowcast City, that's alright, we can do that. And defeat the Foamer Commander. I guess I'll do it. Yeah, grade 30 is the max, but I hear it's really hard to get an Echo Stone to like level 30. Okay, let's go ahead and do Shadowcast City next. Gonna pull some new passes. There we go. Got some Shadow Mission passes from that. Alright, let's go do Shadowcast City. It's a pretty good mission. Just gonna need magic skills for that. And... that Shadow Crystal. Oh, I did pick up Elite, good. Yeah, so we're set. It'll be nice to have smarter doll bags too when we move to Unreal. They're not exactly the most reliable. Oh yeah, any wings with those set effects are worth a fortune. On another character, I have one of those, like, possessed Aaron wings or whatever. The ones that have, like, the set effect for, like, more movement speed and, like, attack speed and stuff like that. Like, geez, I forget how much those were. Those were, like, a couple $100 mil, I think, back in the day. Yep, that's the price we pay for having a gacha system. I mean, the only silver lining is almost anything that we get can be, like, sold for gold. That's pretty much the only thing that makes it work, is, like, the free market. I really don't want to do the Fulmer Commander mission, but I will. Better use support puppet for that. Oh yeah, gold prices for wings like that are always insane. The same goes for feather totems too, that boost your movement speed from anywhere from 1 to 4%. Like the 3 to 4% movement speed totems, those things cost a couple $100 mil right there. Oh, so this is gonna be one of those cases where the orbs spawn twice. Okay. Because the battles are really short. Well, actually, one thing I want to check out after this mission, I wonder how how populated is the channel 1's full right now. I'm gonna check out channel 1 Belvast after I get done here, because I saw like a post on, I don't know if it was Blue Sky or Twitter or something, but I saw like a post where like the Belvast area finally had personal shops again on channel 1, and it's been a while since that's happened. The auction house kind of killed personal shops over there. That and personal shops getting like an update when they got the update to make more gold. Because, like, people used to have personal shops in Belvast, because before the personal shop update, you could only make, like, 2.5 mil or 3 mil in Dumbarton from a personal shop, and now you can make, like, 10 mil, and premium players can make, like, 20 mil anywhere. But, like, back in those days, Belvast was the only place you could set up a personal shop and make up to 20 mil gold with your shop license, and that was like the days before the auction house. So a lot of players sold their expensive items in Belvast back in the day. Yeah, it was very common in the old days to like look around Dumbarton and then like go over to Belvast, like those two areas is where like players would shop around a lot. And then like on the Dumbarton walls you'd see like a lot more kiosks out there that had like a lot of smaller stuff and dyes and stuff like that, because Dumbarton would get so packed that there wouldn't be like enough room for personal shops in Town Square. I think kiosks need an update though. I think you can only sell an item for a maximum of like 1 to 2 mil per item there. I think they could do a lot with those. They could add some new cool kiosk skins and make it so you can price items there for at least 10 mil or more. They could do a lot to make those relevant again. Which they might have to do when we go to Unreal, because it's gonna make Town Square packed. Like, I'll bet even with the good kiosk update, I'll bet that, like, after Unreal, the population is gonna get so high that people are gonna have to have personal shops on more than one channel. Like, I think that maybe channels 1 through 3 could possibly be, like, full and used as shopping channels. Time for the boss. Just an ordinary one. Alright. Those two are done. Let's get out of here. Yeah, I want to have a look. I also checked like the Mabby subreddit recently too, so maybe I saw it there. I don't even remember where I saw that picture. But some player posted like a screenshot about it. Oh, there are some personal shops out here. Wow, nice. Not many, though. There's like 4. Nowadays, you can sell things up to... You can make up to 20 mil with like a free license, and you can make up to 30 mil with a premium license. Okay, so there are actually a few shops out here. I didn't know you could set one this far out on the edge. But like 10 years ago, maybe? Like you would see personal shops like literally from right about here going all the way to the back, all the way to where this guy is over here. And then you go across here after about 10 minutes looking through personal shops, and same thing over here. From one end to another, there'd be personal shops literally everywhere in this area. That's an anime crossover event from the Kimono Friends crossover. Good anime. Empty shop, yeah, it sure is. So if this place even has a few personal shops, I wonder how packed Dumbarton is then. Because it must be pretty full if players are spilling over into Belfast again like that. Got your personal shops out here. There's still room to set up one near the Moon Gate. A lot of people come in through the Moon Gate into Dumbarton, so like a personal shop location right around here isn't actually that bad. And then if you're setting up in Town Square, like this is probably the best location right next to the bank. If you can get like one of these spots, you're pretty much set for getting a lot of customers. Also helps to get one of these portrait displays like this personal shop has. One of these stands that just sticks out. It attracts more attention. Looks like there's a little bit of room here. Like, I could probably set up a personal shop right here if I wanted to. Maybe. But yeah, it is pretty packed. How many kiosks do we have? Oh, this is sad. This is why kiosks need an update. Like, there used to be kiosks going pretty much all the way down this wall and all the way down the other one, like next to it. Another trick for kiosk shopping too, and I can actually show this off because there are a few here, but if you didn't want to go down there, let's land on the wall here. You could actually check kiosks this way too, I believe, so yeah, you can still open them up. So you could just like run along the walls and like look at kiosks. But yeah, they used to go all the way down like 2.5 walls of Dumbarton, basically. There are like 3 problems with kiosks. 1, their appearances are kind of dull, which isn't really a big deal. And then like 2, how much you can sell stuff for. And 3, their inventory size. So I think if they gave you more inventory space in your kiosk to sell stuff, and if they raised it so you could price a single item for like 10, 20 mil, then kiosks would be back in business. It's a sort of a low priority, I guess, because most people use the auction house. Also, there's a spot you can set up kiosks in Belfast, I guess, according to like the wiki, but I've never really seen one out there. Maybe I'll actually try that. Maybe I'll try setting a kiosk outside Belfast just to see like what one looks like over there. Because there's supposed to be an area over there for it. You buy one from Walter? Yeah, Walter sells them for like 50k. I think maybe the spot to set up kiosks was near the boat area? Like near the docks? I don't... quite remember. I might have to look that up. Like, I thought they could be set up here. Like maybe along this wall. Oh yeah, right here, cool. So you can set one up right near the boat going down that wall. Oh, okay, close to remove. So can I set one up? How far down can I set these up at? Like, can I set one up over here? Yes, down this entire wall, basically. What about, like, on the sides over here? I'm just kind of curious the limitations behind it. No? Can I install them along this side of the wall? For some reason I can't. There's a lot of space here to do that, but... Okay, so it's only along that side. What about... No, not on that platform. What about the other part over there? Okay, no. So it looks like there's only that one spot right across from the boat where you can set these up. It's not really working anywhere else. Are there any spots like down here where it works? This would be a good spot for kiosks too, right down here. Near the trading post, that would work. Yeah, so it looks like they only have that one small spot. Nowhere along here. There's also that big area right down there, too. I think they could easily put like a staircase like right in here that leads down there, and they could have like a long hall for kiosks. I guess it made sense to put them right across from the boat at the time, because that used to be like the only way to get here. and at the port of the Commonwealth of Belfast. Yeah, they need larger inventories. It's nice that there's no like gold limit that they can hold like any amount of gold. It just goes straight to your bank. They just need to let you like price items for more. Okay, so there are no other spots in Belfast where we can set those up, I don't think. Yeah, it was definitely just that back in the old days. Like, personal shops weren't a thing like 10 or 12 years ago. They just weren't around for like the first 5 or 6 years of Mabinogi, I don't think. I'm glad they updated like the personal shop licenses. They just kind of need to do the same thing for kiosks. And there is something that's kind of nice about like the shopping channel too, because it actually feels like you're in a real medieval world actually shopping through like a bazaar. Like going from personal shop to personal shop. It has a different kind of feel to it than the auction house does. If we get overflow, it's also possible to set up like personal shops outside the mana tunnel at Quilla, and like outside the mana tunnel at Philia and in Town Square Philia. And that would also be a good option for players as well, because like when you continent warp, you end up right in these two areas. And I mean, yeah, we have giants, but I think there's more elves and humans than giants. And when they continent warp, they go to their hometown. So those would be good locations for backup. Giants are pretty cool. Like whenever you see a giant around, they're usually pretty popular, but they're a little bit more rare than like humans and elves. I think humans and elves are just naturally the more popular choice to play as. Yeah, I don't know too much about FF14's player market, though. I know you can't sell, like, any cash shop outfits or, like, event outfits or anything like that like you can in Mabinogi. Which is kind of a bummer. I know a little bit about, like, their dressing room or glamour system or whatever. I've watched some videos on that. But overall, I think Mabinogi does a better job at having a free market for fashion. It'd also be a good option to let you set up kiosks like alongside the fences here too. This is pretty close to the personal shop area of Belfast. Yeah, I miss shopping here. Fun times. This was back in the day when a piano was still like 5 or 10 million gold instead of like 500 gold. One more thing that was also popular too before the auction house was going to the housing channel to do shopping. Like, you could also sell stuff inside of houses over there. And you can still do that, it's just people don't really do that because of the auction house anymore. But like, you just come over to the housing board here. Oh, it's a little different now, but...
뭐야 이 편지는? 오케이.
But you could get like a coupon from here to go to a player's house in the housing channel and then check out their shop. Wait, how much are their fish? I'll take these. I'm gonna buy their fish, because I will use these for dailies and cob. I might not buy all of them, but I'll buy a lot of them. Homesteads would be a good option, but like it wasn't like in Homesteads, it was like in the housing channel directly, where you could actually buy one of those small crappy houses. But yeah, that would be a good option to have like a homestead kind of shop. Maybe I will buy all their fish. I actually need to start running those dailies in cob a little bit more, because I have a lot of these fish, but I will do it, so they will be put to good use. Yeah, no one really visits the housing areas anymore because they're kind of outdated. They're gonna have to take a massive hammer to the housing system and redo it. But, there are these zones here, the Colin Marketplace. There's that one, the Senmag one, the Duggold one. And it's actually on like a different channel too, like there's a completely separate channel for the housing area. So all the housing areas pretty much look the same, more or less. But we have like houses here. Let's see if anyone lives here. Accepting bids. You can still buy one. Wait, can I go inside? Yeah, I can. Nice. And then if you sold items in here, the items would actually like appear. It's kind of similar to like when you drop an item, you can kind of see what like the outfit looks like or the weapon. That's how they'd be laid out here. You could put items here, and they would appear laid out on the floor, and you could check their prices. And from that housing board in Dumbarton, you could get like a coupon that would take you right in front of the player's house that was selling stuff, and see what they have. And then all the town squares kind of look like this. They have that tree stump thing here. couple of NPCs around that sell stuff. Hey, someone does own a house here. Oh, shop. Let's see if they're selling anything. I can't see the... oh, here it is. I guess they don't have anything on sale, but here's where their shop window would be, and if they had items, they'd be laid out on the floor. That's a good question. I'm gonna find that out. Let's see if we can find out what year homesteads came out. Last edited. I wouldn't be surprised if the housing channel came out before homesteads, though. I think homesteads were a little bit after, but it couldn't have been too far after. Okay, they existed before 2018 because that was the update that allowed pets to be summoned in homesteads. Oh yeah, and here's what like the coupons looked like, the teleportation items for going to the housing channel back in the day. Ooh, even I don't remember this. The old housing board, so this is what that looked like, huh? I didn't know it used to look like that. So I guess I'm not as old as I thought. Yeah, the housing channel must be older then. And we do have, like, slightly more, like, there are homestead houses that are, like, slightly better than the houses on the housing channel, but not by very much, honestly. So I think that, like, when we move over to Unreal, that's one of the big limitations that we currently have right now, that we won't have when we move to Unreal. I think that they're gonna have to just completely destroy the housing system and redo it from scratch almost to make it relevant again. There's so many other games out there that have way better housing systems than Mabinogi does. The homestead system and the Moonlight Island system on their own is fine, but like the insides of the houses in the housing channel and homestead houses, like those are the parts that need to just be completely redone. The other thing about the housing channels is they were also they were run by players back in the day. So that's not the case now, but there is a castle in every housing area, and those castles were run by guilds. So where is the castle at? I think it's over this way. Yeah, that's true. Some people are gonna have to update their computers. Get better PCs. Now the castles here are always up, but back in the old days, you'd have to like purchase a castle as a guild and then like actually build it, interacting with this board. You can't auction the castle because this region has been changed to royal possession. In other words, the NPCs manage it now. But like, in the past you could go into this room and there'd basically be a giant guild stone in there. And only people that were part of the guild that owned the castle could go in there, and you could like run the castle dungeon for like materials and stuff to like maintain the castle, and you could also like choose what houses went for sale in your housing area and stuff like that. There are certain transformations in the transformation journal that are only available in the castle dungeons, so that's why the castle dungeons are still up. There's like chandelier spiders, candle warriors, things like that. And like phantom tableware transformations. So like that's pretty much one of the only reasons to even bother coming here now, is to like run the dungeons. But yeah, this used to be completely managed by players. And you could even mine some moonstone there. And then if you get like a moonstone from here, then it gives you like a small chunk, like a 1x1 moonstone item that can like teleport you back to this area. Like, I think you can still mine that. Let me see if I can do that real quick. Where do I have a pick? Here we go. Like, this still works. Sometimes you fail at it, though. Can I still get one? There we go. So I'll get a moonstone piece. Where'd that even go off to? But like if I left the area, let's just use item search. I should use this more. There we go, moonstone piece. And if I use that from like an area outside the housing channel, sends me right back here to where I was, near the castle. So guilds would like farm those and use them to get to their castles quickly. I think you could like fish over here too. As for like actual like PC upgrades, I think that like any PC that can like run something like Genshin Impact, for example, with minimal to no lag will probably have no problem with Mabby and Unreal. I'm not really expecting its system requirements to exceed that. I mean, if it does exceed that, then that's just ridiculous. So that's what I would aim for. I think I can work on a few dailies. I need to get more adventure seals. Let's get some large nails. Surprisingly, these large rocks at Port Cian here drop large nails fairly frequently. Not sure why. Maybe they're fake rocks. We're gonna need 5 of them. Okay, one more. There we go. That should do it. So if we give Maddock those 5 nails, that'll complete that daily. That's weird. Why aren't we giving him the, Don't we have them? I picked them up. Oh, I have 4. Whoops. How'd that happen? I thought we picked up 5. Oh well, we'll get the last one from here. There we go. Now we have 5. And this is the only daily that actually gives Homestead Stone as a reward. You can get 2 Homestead Stone for completing that. And then Manolin has another daily here. This is why I bought all those striped marlin. If I give him one of those, the daily's instantly done. You can also fish for one too, but just need to have one in your inventory when you talk to him to complete that. Defeat 15 bandits. Okay, we can do that. Let's do some bounty hunting to get bandits. That also counts for defeating them for the trade daily. Alright, who are we gonna hunt down? Let's go after Zippy. So usually I just go from mana tunnel to mana tunnel until I find bandits. And there's some in this area. Anyone have a homestead pass? Nope. Let's try here next. I think I still need to get like the... How many points do I have on Zippy, if any? Yeah, I don't have any points on him. Don't have any points on Herbert or Nelson. So eventually I just need to dedicate some time to hunting those guys like the animals they are. There's a homestead pass. Let's get this ancient over here real fast. Oh, here it is. And we didn't get Zippy, but that's fine. Also, if you're running low on homestead stone and need more, you can steal your bandit's homestead stone. You can mine it twice every time you enter like an outlaw homestead like this. Let's go pick up the Kinu's Revenge quest too. So for Kinu's Revenge we have to hunt down one bandit boss ogre. And those are only available in Ulad because They're foamers, so they don't show up in Idia. Let's take this stuff to Tara for 54. And 47, sure, we'll take those two. Yeah, I'm not sure what a Harmonic Saint would really use. For like their gear. I don't know if like a wand or a staff would be better. Oh, and there's the boss ogre. Nice. Yeah, I mean, it might be better for them to have both then. Like, they might have like a wand and a shield equipped on one set and then like a staff on another for attacking. But I guess that depends on like the party and how much they actually need to attack or whatever to contribute. So... Or wait, I wonder if you could also equip... people might use a wand and a spellbook too. They have those spellbooks that can give you way more MP and some other benefits. Like there's some spellbooks that give you 400 extra MP or whatever. Yeah, Battle Astrologer is pretty good. It's pretty high damage, non-arcana. I mostly use like a combination of magic skills, Dark Diviner skills, and Battle Astrologer. Not really the healer type. I got Harmonic Saint to 50, but that was mostly just so I could get the MP and intelligence stats from it. Well, the important thing is that you're having fun with it. Like, if you take it too seriously, then it becomes too much of a job. It's... With how much there is to do in Mabby, it is a little easy to get overwhelmed and burnt out. I try not to take my gearing too seriously. Even with fairly crappy equipment, you can still do veteran dungeons with pretty much no problem. A lot of ancients out here. Yeah, Mabinogi is really good for both kinds. Like I've known players that are super fast at running dungeons and like care about that and like doing everything right away. And then I've also met a lot of players that just are more casual about it. You can really be either one as long as you don't get burnt out from it. But I love the freedom in this game. Like, not only is there always something to do, but there's also the freedom to switch and try a bunch of different combinations. Like, you don't have to do everything the same way every other player does it. That's also why I'm not caught up in the story as well. Like, I know we have, what, 27 gens, is it? And, like, I'm only through Gen 24 on this character, and most of the way through Gen 25 on one of my characters. I purposely stay about 2 or 3 storylines behind, because then I never run out of story content. Like, if I run out of every other kind of content, I'll know there'll always be something in the story waiting. Okay, we'll sell all that and that. I mean, I've never personally ran out of story content to do. And there's certainly a lot of, like, other quests to do on the side. Yeah, that's true. There's pretty much always something. Plus, the game is also really good at, like, events, too. Keeps us pretty distracted with those. Oh, I don't even have anything planted here. Yeah, we have eggplant seeds. Let's plant some of those. Gotta catch up in some homestead work. Been a little neglectful about that. Okay, one more. Have any cabbages? Yeah, put those there too. Yeah, the Dorcha limitation can be kind of annoying. Oh, I need more homestead stone. Okay, let's farm some. I mean, with Dark Diviner, you do have Render Dorcha, which gives you like 5 Dorcha when you use it. So it's basically just exchanging MP for Dorcha, and then you also have like Render Mana, which turns 1 Dorcha into mana. So that kind of helps with the Dorcha resource. I kind of wish there was like a way to Dan rank the Dorcha mastery skill so we could get up to like 20. I think that would help balance it out. Like if we could just have like maybe 5 more Dorcha on our bar. Chain Slasher is nice for like defeating some like ghost type enemies though. Like there's some cloakers and ghost types that like aren't affected by magic.
법방청에서 연락이 올 때가 됐네요.
Do some inventory cleaning. Get rid of that. Get rid of those. That can go. don't need that. Okay, we'll cross all those. It's a little bit better. Oh, I missed a bunch of crap over here. It looks like VIP sells pretty well. Which is combination VIP for 30 days. So it's like 25 mil for 30 days, 25-30 mil for like a month. But it looks like that would sell pretty well. It's kind of cool that they have the option to even, like, sell it. To sell premium service for gold like that. So it basically just goes up from here, but yeah, it's basically 30 mil per... up until like this point. If you get VIP during the Black Friday sale though and like break it down, like if you get a year's worth right around that time, then you're only paying about $6 a month. Which isn't too bad. And it's like $12 or $13 a month at like full price. I actually did compare too. That's actually similar to FF14's rate. Like if you use Christia or whatever to buy premium service, if you get like a year's worth of a year's subscription over there, then like it's about 13 a month instead of like the full 15. Oh, and it is Thursday. Maybe I should go to the guild hall and buy some training seals. I think I can get those. Jeez, is there a camera angle that works better here? There we go. They're pretty pricey, 1,000 each, but those will come in handy later. Let's go ahead and stick these up here. Will those expire 7 days? Alright, that's good. And let's use like one of those now on okay, so I'll push that to 40 and then get 2 more of those 30 seals put on it from the event. Alright, well I think this is a good stopping point today, Mabby. Short day though. I honestly thought the weekly would take a little bit longer, but it was pretty easy.